everyone, Caffeine Man here, and we're about to have some weed. Yeah. No, Gymweed. Gymweed is an energy drink coming right up. Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. And in today's video, we're going to be going over an energy drink called Gymweed. And no, there's no hemp in it. There's no weed in it.
Hey man, so why do they call it Gymweed?
I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just a catchy name.
It's like totally false advertising, man. Fight the man, fight the power.
I don't know what to tell you, but whatever the name may be, it is just a straight up energy drink. And not just a straight up energy drink, it's actually a nootropic energy drink. So why don't we go ahead, let's talk over what's in this drink. And I will go ahead and put the nutrition facts up there just so you guys can follow along. But as you can see, this drink has 10 calories, 45 milligrams of sodium, only 3 carbs, but it doesn't have any sugar in it. And you are going to be getting 4% of your daily value of potassium, 25% of your thiamine, also 25% of your niacin. And then for those B vitamins, they like to give you a lot. They're going to give you 200% your daily value of B6 and also 200% your daily value of B12. This 12-ounce can has 200 milligrams of caffeine, but it is natural caffeine from green tea. Natural caffeine takes the body slightly longer to process, therefore you get a longer lasting energy out of it. They're also giving you 300 milligrams of ashwagandha, which is known to help reduce stress and may help enhance memory. You got 100 milligrams of L-theanine in here, which is one of the top nootropic ingredients for mental focus and concentration. And you're also getting 100 milligrams of lion's mane, which is also supposed to help with cognitive function. So overall, you're getting a greatly dosaged. And overall, you're getting a greatly dosaged nootropic energy drink. So this should give you a super clean energy with a decent amount of focus. No jittery feelings. That being said, well, let's taste them out. Just gonna grab them out of my Caffeine Man fridge. And if you guys didn't know by now that I have a website, I got my own website at caffeineman1.com where you can find out a little bit more about me, but most importantly, how to save money on energy drinks using my affiliate links and coupon codes. And you can even sign up for a newsletter going over what I went over last week and what will be coming up this week, all at caffeineman1.com. And I do want to give a big shout out and thank you to Gymweed for sending me these drinks. They sent me all of their flavors in exchange for an honest review. This is not a sponsored video, so let's go ahead, let's taste them out. First one up is going to be the tangerine. And for the can design, I think they're okay. It's nothing overly exciting. It doesn't have the pictures or anything fancy on there. It does have several different fonts on there. I'd like to see a little less fonts. And I think the color coordination is decent, but none of that really matters. All that really matters is how it tastes. Well, let's taste it out. We got a mostly clear color there. I think they mostly try to go clear whenever they can, and sometimes you get a little bit of color in there, but that is probably from all the amazing nootropic ingredients they put in there. It's mostly clear. So for carbonation, you're getting a medium to high carbonation. For your sweetness, I definitely think they're getting a high sweetness out of here. And for your flavor profile, I'm going to say it's a high flavor profile. And what's interesting about it, you saw me make the face, it was because I was really confused by it. Not confused, but just a little surprised by it, because I thought it gave you a good orange flavor, maybe a tangerine kind of flavor. But then after like a few seconds, it had this bit of tartness to it and this little extra bit of tangerine to it. I was like, ooh, that's potent. So first off, I was thinking like this might have been on the low end of high for the flavor profile, but then right at the end, it hit you. And because I went in for that second sip relatively quick, it doesn't hit you until a few seconds later. So I'm gonna count it out to see how long it takes before you get that. First you get this kind of a nice solid orange flavor, but then a little bit later it's like, hey, I'm tangerine. There's a little burst of flavor in there. Let's try it again. Takes like 4 seconds, and then you just get like, I had swallowed it and everything, and then it just like had this delayed reaction of this super sweet tart tangerine flavor, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty good, and it actually helps with the aftertaste. It really makes you have this solid tangerine aftertaste that lasts far longer than most aftertastes do. So I think it's a pretty good flavor. So where's it going to be going on the Caffeine Man rating chart? Orange is a very competitive category, and I am going to say this is a solid flavor. I'm going to give this a 9.1 because they gave you a slight twist on what a tangerine energy drink usually is. Next up is going to be the Rainbow Sherbet. Not that many sherbets on the market. We only got the Rain sherbet. We got Rise that has a really good sherbet. Game Fuel had come out with a sherbet. I'm not sure if they still have it. Not even sure if Game Fuel's been discontinued at this point. But besides that, off the top of my head, can't really think of that many sherbets. And I always wondered if it was because it's a tough flavor to get. And well, let's focus, Caffeine Man. We've got focus drinks. See, it's already working. It's making me focus as opposed to going off on a tangent. Good job, Gymweed. Good job. Focus. Laser focus. Ooh, that laser focus made me do a pour I've never done before. Haven't even named that one yet. My goodness. Guys, leave me a comment down below what name you think I should give that pour. Rainbow Sherbet. Sherbet? Sherbet. 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 It's doing that thing at the end where it just gives you this like, bam, it's like tart flavor. Almost like a little bit too much. For a Rainbow Sherbet, I don't really think that I want like that sour flavor at the end there. It's sort of like a sweet and sour sherbet flavor. And normally I wait till the end to tell you what the flavor profile and what it tastes like. So, let's keep going. So for the carbonation, I think they are giving you a medium carbonation on this one. It does seem to be a little bit smoother, which is always good because when it comes to ice cream flavors, sherbet flavors, and several different other flavors, you want to get more of a smooth feel to them. And they did that here. For your sweetness, I'm going to say that it's a high sweetness on the low end of high. And I think that the sour on the back end is distracting me a little bit or pulling away on that sweetness a little bit. And for your flavor profile, I am going to say it's a high flavor profile because they are giving you a lot of flavor. And I think that they're giving you a decent Rainbow Sherbet flavor, but then that sour on the back end really distracts me. Like I didn't mind the sour on the back end of the tangerine because it really complemented it, but I'm not really sure if I want sour in my Rainbow Sherbet drink. And in the middle there, in between, it's a short amount of time, but in between tasting the Rainbow Sherbet flavor, before I got that sour tartness, there was something in the middle there, and it tasted a little bit odd, just a hint, just a touch odd. And I was like, what's that flavor? And then boom, that sour hit. It's like, hey, don't worry about that other flavor. We got some Rainbow Sherbet. You might get maybe some of the ingredients flavor in there, but no. We got the sour to cover that up. So it seems like there's something going on there. Don't think it makes it a bad flavor at all because that sour really does come in and kind of bumps out any other flavors in there. But I don't really think it's a Rainbow Sherbet flavor. I've had Rainbow Sherbet flavors before, obviously, and I've had Rainbow Sherbet, but there's something about this that I'm trying to pick up on it. Gonna go in one last time, see how accurate I can get. It reminds me more of a candy than a sherbet flavor. It might be like if you had a candied sherbet flavor. You're getting more candy out of it than a sherbet flavor. But you are still getting some of the sherbet flavors in there, but I'm not sure how accurate it is to a Rainbow Sherbet energy drink. So when we go ahead and put it on the Caffeine Man rating chart, I still think it's a solid flavor. So, you know, usually go by flavor alone, but I do have to subtract just a little bit because I don't really think it tastes like Rainbow Sherbet. So still a solid flavor. I'm actually going to give this an 8.7 because I think it's still good. I think it's still solid. The only reason it didn't hit that 9 category was because of two things. One, it's not as accurate to Rainbow Sherbet, and two, it's weird to have that sour in Rainbow Sherbet. But still, 8.7, great score. Let's move on to the next one. Next one up is going to be the Candy Shop. And I have been glancing at the ingredients after I had those two. It does have malic acid in it, and malic acid is a preservative, but it's also used to help flavor things, helps give drinks a little bit of a sour flavor. So I'm not sure if they're using it as a preservative, but they also have the citric acid in there, and there are other preservatives that you can use. So I think that they're actually putting the malic acid in there, definitely to give it a little sour on the back end. So it does seem like they did it on purpose. Let's get their take on Candy Shop. Yeah, I'll take you there, give you one taste of what I got. Don't you stop. Mostly clear color. I'm just going to keep going until I hit that spot. For your carbonation, I think you're getting a medium carbonation out of here. Almost makes me want to go back and try the tangerine to see if it was a medium as opposed to medium high. For your sweetness, I would also say you're getting a high sweetness. And for your flavor profile, I'm going to say it's a high flavor profile, but on the low end of high. And I'm not exactly sure what they were going for with that. I'm trying to look at the can to get the colors and like, oh, they got kind of a pink and kind of a bluish color. So I'm wondering if they're going kind of cotton candy with it. And rather than saying cotton candy, they're saying rather than saying cotton candy, they're saying Candy Shop to kind of give you a few different flavors in there, because I'm getting this light cotton candy feel to it. But once again, you got this sour at the end, which makes me think, oh, it's kind of going the way of maybe sort of a Skittles kind of a candy, but it's definitely not as potent as a Skittles candy. Gonna go in from the can for a change. I didn't go back in from the can for the other ones, but hey, it is what it is. And maybe that's why they called it Candy Shop, because they didn't want to go straight on cotton candy. If anything, I would say I'm probably getting like a 60% cotton candy flavor out of it and a 40% a fruity candy kind of mix. And I'm going to give this an 8.6. Moving on to the next one. Next one up's the watermelon. I figure I don't have to hold it that long because they all are pretty much the same except for the color on the can. I wasn't sure if I was going to go with this one or the pear pineapple for the last one. I originally was going to save this one for last, but switched my mind at the last minute. And we're only going to pour that much because I feel like I'm wasting the others. Don't want to waste any, you know? I'm curious if they're going to give you that sour at the end. It does have malic acid, so who knows if it's going to be competing with some other sour watermelons out there. Let's taste it out. I didn't pour much to begin with, but we're going to say the carbonation and the sweetness are the same as the others. Flavor profile, I'm going to say it is on a medium to high, closing in on high. I don't think they're giving you exactly enough watermelon flavor, and the flavor that I am getting in there, I'm just not a fan of it. I don't know if they were going like natural watermelon, but it reminds me, it gives me like hints of watermelon, and due to the sweetness and the little bit of sour in there, it pulls away from me trying to figure out if it's a natural watermelon or a candied watermelon. And those two flavors are wildly different, natural compared to candy. So I'm gonna go back in. And I can't tell because there is that middle flavor again that makes me think that it might be one of the ingredients in there that you can taste, but it's definitely being overpowered. Like if I had to give you some percentages, there's like a 25% watermelon. I can't tell if it's natural or candied. I'm gonna say it's more natural because if it was artificial candy flavor, it would probably be more dominant, but then you're getting like this 50%, I'm calling it the ingredient flavor, so I'm not sure what else to call it. And then another 25% of like a sour flavor in there. And overall, it's not working out that well for me. That 50% flavor in there, I'd rather have that be like a 75% watermelon flavor and like a 25% sour. But overall, very surprised because I like the first three and I thought that I was gonna like the watermelon the best, and in for a shock, not really that great of a watermelon. And as we can see from the Caffeine Man rating chart, the market's been saturated with watermelon energy drinks, so it is extremely competitive. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a bad flavor, but with the amount of competition that's out there, not 100% certain how many people would want to pick this one up. In my opinion, always say it's my opinion. There could be other people out there that love it. I'm going to give it a solid 7.0. It got a passing score. The question is, are your parents happy with a passing score, or are they looking for something better? Let's try out the pear pineapple. Last one's the pear pineapple. Not going to show it to you. It's the same. Actually, you know what? I like this color combination, so let's take a closer look. There's just something about that green. Look at that green. And then that yellow. Look at that yellow. Some nice green and yellow on this can. Great color combination. I mean, the other color combinations are nice as well, but there's just something about this that it's good. Taste it out. We're just going normal this time, you know? Can't get too fancy each and every time. It's actually really close to a clear color. All right, so I am going to say that this one is a medium to high on the carbonation. For your sweetness, I do think that they're sweet. All the drinks gave you a nice solid amount of sweetness in them. And for your flavor profile, I'm also going to say it's a high flavor profile, and I think we're finishing strong with this pear pineapple. I'm liking it. There's not that many pear flavors out there, and whenever I talk about pear flavors, I always say that because it's true. There's not that many out there. So it's nice when you can get a pear flavor, and maybe pear flavors are hard to get right because there's not many companies doing them, and they're taking that pear flavor and they're complementing it with some pineapple. But overall, they named it pear pineapple, and that's what they're giving you, more pear than pineapple. Some companies will call something like a pear pineapple and it's like 75% pineapple with only a little bit of pear. Why didn't you just call it pineapple pear? Happens a lot of the time with drinks. I don't know if you've noticed it, but it's true. But if they were accurate this time, because I really think they're probably giving you like a 70% pear flavor with like a 30% pineapple. I'm gonna go back in from the can because maybe it might be a little different. The pineapple is much more subtle, and I'm a fan of pineapple drinks. I've been saying it for a while. I really wish that there were more pineapple flavors out there. So I know a strong, solid pineapple when I get one, and this is actually relatively light. I'm willing to say that this is probably 75% pear with a 25% pineapple, and it really works well together. If you're someone who's been looking for a pear flavor, definitely think you should try this out. As for that sour, you saw me count. I was counting. I wanted to get to 4 seconds to make sure there wasn't this potent sour aftertaste, and it's got a little bit of a sour aftertaste, but it's not as sour as any of the other 4. I think it is the lightest one in sour, and I kind of like that. I think that they backed it down a little bit so that you could get that sweet pear and pineapple flavor. I'm not really getting any of the ingredient taste that I was getting in there from 1 or 2 of the other ones. I think they did a solid job with it. So where's it going to be on the Caffeine Man rating chart? It's the one I've been given the highest praise, and I do think that it is probably the best one out of all of them. It's really close to that tangerine. That tangerine really gave me a good tangerine flavor, but I think this pear pineapple is going to get a 9.2. Highly recommend you guys trying it out if you're someone who's into pears and got like a little bit of sour. There's a little bit of sour in there. I don't think it draws away from the drink though. Thank you again to Gymweed for sending me these drinks. I really do appreciate it. If you want to know about my favorite energy drinks, I have a top 10, top 20 playlist there. If you want to see what YouTube thinks you like, see if that algorithm's working, you can check out that video right there. Definitely be sure to check out caffeineman1.com. Save money on energy drinks while you're there. And until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.